A blurry sunrise dawning, while we always up to the next day morning. And with all the chemicals worn out, made me feel good now. I be drowning in you, so thirsty. Couldn't care less how much it hurts me. Alright, but I'ma bite back now. Make you fall back. I keep going back to you. No more, no more, no more, no more. I keep going back to you. No more, no more. You're like a bad habit. You're like a bad habit. Back to you. No more, no more, no more, no more. I keep going back to you. No more, no more. You're like a bad habit. You're like a bad habit. All the voices in my head getting louder. They told me not to tell you, but they're itching for the powder. Got that blurry vision, seeing double. Yeah, I love you, but you're all trouble. I'd be lying if I said I didn't love it. Carved a couple holes in my heart, so fuck it. And with all the chemicals worn out, falling too far, falling too far. I keep going back to you. No more, no more, no more, no more. I keep going back to you. No more, no more. You're like a bad habit. You're like a bad habit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a circuit that demands absolute precision, bravery, and just a little bit of luck. Tonight I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, and it's green here at the Miami Autodromo Internazionale. Side by side, there goes Sean Stam, the Stamman, and the 000 as well. Papa Green made up 3 positions in 2 laps. With Leslie Simpkins now throws his elbows out at Druid.
Good evening, and welcome to round 2 of the Barum Engines Porsche Cup Championship. Presented by Sausage Dodgers Racing, live from one of the most iconic backdrops in the world of motorsports. We're at the Fuji Speedway. Nestled in the shadows of Mount Fuji, this place is all about commitment, patience, and precision. The massive front straight gives drivers a chance to draft, attack, and outbreak their rivals into turn 1. But from there, Fuji becomes a different challenge. The technical middle sector demands rhythm and confidence, while the final sector is a true test of throttle control in these Porsche Cup machines. Round 1 gave us a look at who has the pace, who can manage the pressure, and who still has work to do. But tonight, the championship picture starts to take shape. In the Porsche Cup car, there's no mistake, there's no hiding. Just the driver, the machine, the fine line between speed and disaster. Fuji rewards the brave, but it punishes impatience. Track position will matter. Tire management will matter. Every run down the front straight could be the difference between a position or losing a race. This is the Barum Engines Porsche Cup Championship presented by Sausage Dodgers Racing, folks, from Fuji Speedway. With a track length of 2.835 miles or 4.5 kilometers. It was founded in 1965, but only just reopened in 2005. We're in the Oyama Prefecture of Japan in the foothills of Mount Fuji, Japan's tallest mountain, about 100 kilometers southwest of Tokyo. 16 corners, 7 to the left, 9 to the right, with 131 feet of elevation change. The drivers are going to have to contend with a ton of challenges. 0.93 miles or 1.5 kilometer long back straightaway. The drivers are going to get drafted pretty quickly. I'm your host tonight, Sagar Bakshi, taking you from green to checkered flag in these very hot conditions in Japan. Track temperature of 47 degrees, air temperature of 25. Couple keys to the race for tonight. Survive the braking zone at turn 1. Key number 2, protecting the rear tires through the final sector. Key number 3, setting up the pass before the straightaway. And number 4, staying disciplined when traffic falls. Take a look at the championship points before we get to the qualifying session. Compte, leads with 102 points in front of Miguel Toledo with 98. Lewis Butler, Mert Menderes, Noah Osbaldeston round out the top 5. And Mark Richards just adrift by 12 points from the championship lead in 6th. Kanak Soar in 7th. Mikhail Serov in 8th. Leslie Simpkins, Paul Cook round out your top 10. Jacob Jenner, Oscar Corbett, Jack McCarthy, Alberto Casado, Vladislav Marchenko, Kasper Wazowski, Mustafa Yakan, Richard Beaton in the top 18. Lloyd Butler, Marino Clark, Nick Ewers, Daniel Maston, Andres Timzek, Simon Darr, Sam Marshall, Thomas Hines, James Piper, Thomas DeJong, Lloyd Claveg, Kozak, Bevos, Mofat, Williams, Fairweather, and a few others with no points to their names. Only 3 minutes left around this 72nd lap. Mert Menderes finds the time he needs to go around the racetrack, but so does Lewis Butler with a 145. Ansel, though, new to the league, but not new to the Porsche Cups by the looks of it. 140.48 on his second attempt of it. Bumps Toledo and Lewis Butler back to 2 and 3 respectively. Less than a tenth separates the top 3 right now. Coming through 100R up the hill to the hairpin corner, late on the brakes, trying to get turned in and get the car rotated as best as possible for 300R. It's going to be flat out, hugging the inside line, mounting the curbs as you come through both apexes. Heavy braking in towards Dunlop is going to lead you back to turn 11 where you flick back. And hearing the drivers talk about the car and the rotation, you have to be patient. And there's a lot of coasting going on as you hear on board from Ansel. In turn 15, we lead up to Panasonic. Turn 16. It looks good. A little bit of correction there. Oversteering moments. And Ansel frustrated with the lap, I think. That'll conclude his qualifying run. That will conclude his run, unfortunately, with 1 minute left in qualifying. Not enough time to get anything done after that, folks. Qualifying 45 seconds from concluding, but I want to give a big shout out and thanks to our title sponsor tonight. Of course, it's going to be Barum Engines. Classic and competition engine rebuilding services. Look no further than reaching out to Barum Engines. Thank you very much for the support here at Sausage Dodgers Racing. If you're interested in supporting the Sausage Dodgers, get involved. Look no further. Scan that QR code on your screen to support the stream. If you want to join us, scan that QR code on the bottom right-hand side. I'll send you over to our SimGrid. Let's take a look at our results right now. Philip Ansel, Miguel Toledo, and Louis Butler, the 1, 2, 3 here at Fuji Speedway. Ansel and Toledo line that first row, 1 and 2. Third and fourth, Mert Menderes and Louis Butler. Roman Romo and Leo Kolev. Thomas DeJong and Mark Rickards in row number 4. Number 5 for Surov and Vladislav Marchenko. Row number 6 for Bevodas and Tim Williams. Row number 7 for Oscar Corbett and Jacob Jenner. Row number 8 for Lloyd Butler and Marino Klowarek. Thomas P. Hines and Andreas Timzek. Row number 10 for Sam Marshall and James Piper. And we're ready to take the green lights, folks. Drivers rev their engines, and it's green, 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 and it's a good start for the number 48 of Ansel. And that's a good leapfrog run, but Louis Butler's in a little bit of trouble. Late on the brakes, goes deep. That was a late send from Mr. Toledo, and that's a holy Toledo moment. Roman Romo, his teammate, right up the road, trying to challenge now as we look forward. Coca-Cola corner is where Tim Williams, who is that? Mark Richards now trying to go for a move on Leo Kovalev. Already up one position on Thomas DeJong. Looking forward to Leo Kovalev ahead. Pack battles just about everywhere you look. The 998 of Oscar Corbett and Jacob Jenner involved in a little bit of a tussle on the here and now. Thomas P. Hines in the number 15 trying to work the long way around the outside of Andrzej Tmiskov. Lloyd Butler losing one to Vladislav Marchenko up the road by about half a second at this point in time. Tim Williams loses touch with Marino Klowarek because Mikhail Surov is trying to threaten him. Marino Klowarek goes round all on his own. No way, Jose! Jacob Jenner and Mikhail Surov here together on the racetrack. Down the very long and treacherous front straightaway, Mert Menderes might have have some doing here. The 691 trying to defend back from Roman. Romo here coming into turn one, but laying on the brakes is the 191. Gets the move done and dusted, or is it done at all? The kink of turn two provides opportunities and a spin for the 191 from the 691. Not sure who's at fault there for moving into the braking zone, but either way, the 691 comes out on top into third place, and Miguel Toledo, number 31, is left to pick up the pieces in fourth place after that dive in turn one.
Toledo at turn one. Lloyd Butler from behind looks at the 999. He goes a little deep, coming into Dunlop. That presents opportunities for Mr. Lloyd Butler to get back up into 15th position. Mr. Tim Williams on a good run right now. Actually is up 4 positions right now. Not too shabby of a run for Mr. Williams, running in. Don't know how he did it. Up 4 positions, up into 8th place. Holy smokes, that is a good run. Check out the timeline. There's been nothing but gains for Mr. Williams on his run from the middle of the pack to the top. Jacob Jenner chases down Mikhail Surov. Number 9 looks to the inside. Didn't quite act on it yet, though. It's looking good, it's looking clean, and it's looking fair on the racetrack. The 191 defends from the number 9, who's trying to make something happen at Dunlop. They're going to go side by side up the hill. The 191 has the opportunity to stay in front. James Piper, one of the drivers we always keep our eyes on the racetrack. James Piper in the 999 looks forward to trying to challenge Lloyd Butler. Uncle Lloyd, one of our beloved Patreon subscribers. Give a big quick shout out and thanks to all of our Patreon subscribers watching live now or in the future. You guys literally keep the lights on here, and keeping the lights on the battlefield is that 999 who goes in too deep, just like some 41. Goes side by side with the 369 of Uncle Lloyd through turn 2 into turn 3. Is he going to make the same mistake? Mounts over the sausages, does no cause to avoid it, and the 369 is, but all unable to defend. James Piper talked about a podium this week, but with the field like this stacked with contenders, it'll be a challenge for anybody to keep it calm, cool, and collected. Marino Cloraric still trying to charge up again, has Sam Marshall behind. Marina Clark, unfortunately, down 3 positions currently. Mikhail Surov, the number 83, keeps on fighting with Roman Romo.
The 191 who's down 5 on his chase. Jacob Jenner loses 1 to Andres. 797 and the 264. They're not going to help each other out by going side by side. The side drafting isn't as effective as the toe is. Look a little bit forward. There goes Roman Romo on Surov. Further back, Jenner and Smiz. No, go wrong at turn 1, and Andres makes out like a bandit. But Jacob Jenner is forced to go side by side with the number 15 and the 404. And the battle for not last is as alive as the podium battle with Mert Menderes. Tim Williams has been caught up by the faster cars now. The 191 and the 83 were down on their luck on this early stint. A quick 20-minute race. And the 191 makes through on the 797 of Williams. Mikhail Surov, though, still down that one position, can do better and get up ahead. Tim Williams definitely in trouble as the 8-3 looks to attack. Side by side with the 83, here it comes. Mikhail Surov keeps on challenging through 300R. This is going to go all the way down to Dunlop. Too late on the brakes for the 797 as he slightly overshoots the braking point, and the number 83 is through and through. The Germanic driver of Mert Menderes, the 691, has Miguel Toledo behind. What can he do to try to challenge Menderes, who was involved in an earlier incident? And one for the stewards to review. Thomas P. Hines, though, and Jacob Jenner performing a little side track circus here down the pit straight. Number 9 and the 15 are better off working together to try to catch up to Marino Clark, but they'll enjoy this battle, and it'll be settled at turn 1 for now. The 9 leads the 15. Jacob Jenner in front of Thomas P. Hines. Back to the battle for the podium. Toledo chases Mert Menderes down. Drivers are just about equally matched. Look at those lap times. almost identical to each other every single lap. Roman Romo continues his chase of Thomas DeJong. The 333 up the road in the all-white Porsche. Battle's still brewing throughout the field, folks. Kostas Bevudas has Marchenko behind, but more importantly, he's looking forward to Oscar Corbett. The 998 so far is up 2 positions. Can Vladislav Marchenko do anything from behind? About a 10th back into the braking zone of Dunlop. 888 leads Kostas Bevudas. I believe that would be a Greek flag. Let's see. Well, the Racing Stories team, I believe that would be a Greek flag, if I'm not mistaken. Leads right now in front of Marchenko, but still, as I said, hold on, hold your horses. Mertman Darris and Miguel Toledo are involved in some elbows out racing, a little elbows out to the track limits even, and here comes the 691. Mertman Darris is a fighter. We know him from a long time coming, and he's gonna spin it, but hold the brakes, and maybe even hold on to a top 5. Mertman Darris, we're gonna have to take a look at that one for sure. Go to the blimp cam here. And here's Mert to the inside line, late on the brakes. I'm not sure whose line it was anyways. Mert trying to get back up into the top 4, at the very least, has Kovalev in his crosshairs. Saw the overheated tires for the German. And Sector 1 Esports team. Mark Richards 2.6 seconds back. I'm surprised he didn't close down that gap any further. Bevudas gets chased down by James Piper, the 999. Up 6 positions for him. We're trying to make quick work of Leo Kovalev in the 189. Mert will make quick work of it. Through turn 1, it'll be the 691 to 4th place. And now Toledo. What can Mert do about Miguel Toledo? Or does he have to wait for the next race? 2 more laps and we'll be concluded. The 264 and Kostas Bevudas. 7 seconds up the road. I don't think anything's going to happen. So Andres in the 264 and Reno Clark left to duke it out. No way. Okay. I thought Mert had gained 5 seconds on the penultimate lap, but no, not yet. A driver we haven't talked about at all this race is Ansel. The Swiss pilot doing a good job of commanding this one. Despite the track temperatures continuing to rise, he continues to put in fast lap after fast lap. Last lap around was a 141.0. His best lap, however, being a 140.6. Marino Clark is going to fight till the very end here. 264 is not safe with his 3 positions gained. As we come into turn 1 and turn 2, the order is the 48, the 35, then 31 being that 1, 2, 3. Remember, we do still have another heat coming up right after this, folks, so don't go anywhere for heat number 2. Mert, no, excuse me, Andres and Marino Clark. Here goes the 264 lead on the brakes into Dunlop, pushing Marino to defend a little bit there. And Sal takes the white flag from Barney the flagman to finish this one out, folks. Drag down the front straight as Barney waves the white flag. The 16 and the 264 duke it out. Into turn 1, the 264 goes in first, but into deep as Marino Clark picks up the pieces that are handed to him. Vladislav Marchenko, driver with Oscar Corbett up ahead. Oscar Corbett under threat a little bit going into the final lap, but it will go the way of Ansel at the end of it. He'll take the win, the victory of heat number 1 here for the Barum Engines Porsche Cup. Butler in second, Cercita in third, Menderes in fourth, Kovalev, Dubert, Richards, DeJong, Serov, and Williams round out our top 10. Bensal took the win with Louis Butler further back in P2. Miguel Toledo in third. Armendariz in fourth. Leo Kovalev in fifth. Roman Romo in sixth. Mark Richards, Thomas DeJong, Mikhail Serhov, and Tim Williams round out that top 10. For the Sausage Dodgers, Oscar Cora brings it home in 11th. Vladislav Marchenko in 12th. James Piper in 13th. Kostas Bevudas in 14th. Marino Kloarek, Andrzej Simzik in 16th. Sam Marshall, Jacob Jenner, Thomas B. Hines, and unfortunately Uncle Lloyd coming home in 20th position. And with this next heat coming up, drivers are going to have to survive another race start into turn one. In this longer heat format, they're also going to have to worry about protecting their tires, especially the rears coming through the middle sector. The last sector at Fuji is slow, technical, and heavy traction zone. Drivers who get greedy, especially on the throttle pedal in these cars, they'll overheat their rears and pay for it down the long straight. Smooth inputs and clean exits will matter more than the raw aggression. Because the easiest place to pass might be turn one, the pass really starts before the final corner. Drivers need a strong exit onto the front straight, especially in these cars where momentum is everything. If you miss the exit, draft run that you had will quickly disappear. Key number 4 is although Fuji offers opportunities, it also generates frustration. Because the middle sector is narrow, rhythm-based, it's easy to overdrive when you're stuck behind another car. Drivers who are composed, avoid unnecessary contact, and wait for high percentage moves will be the ones fighting at the end. Tonight, I'm your host, Sagar Bakshi, taking you from green to checkered flag on behalf of the Sausage Dodgers. Couple of drivers out there doing practice laps currently, but most taking a break, resting, building up their stamina for the long heat we have coming up. Just one more minute remaining, folks, before we kick off the second heat of the Barum Engines Porsche Cup, presented by Sausage Dodgers Racing. If you're interested in getting involved, if you like what you see, folks, scan that QR code. Get involved, inject yourself into Sausage Dodgers Racing. We have our GT3 League on Sausage Dodgers. That is running right now on Thursdays. Make sure you get injected into that also. If you want to support the stream, if you like what you see, Make sure you scan that QR code. All the money goes directly to supporting the stream, keeping the lights on, keeping the practice servers up for the sausages here at Sausage Dodgers Racing. Drivers are girding up. Let's take a look at who's doing what. Tim Williams and Mikhail Surov line the first row. Thomas DeJong alongside Mark Richards. Roman Romo and Leo Kovalev in the third row. And then further back, it'll be Mert Menderes and Miguel Toledo all over again. Number 5 belongs to Lewis Butler and Philip Ansel. Oscar Corbett alongside Marchenko. James Piper and Kostas Bevudas. Then we'll have Marino Kloarek and Sam Marshall. But look no further, for the race start is about to take place. And we go green, green, green with the sausages leading the Sausage Dodgers Racing Porsche Cup Challenge. The 83 of Surhoff tries to defend Mark Richards further back, trying to find a podium in all this. Might work out. Way further back is the 35 of Lewis Butler. Up the inside goes Manisel. Holy Toledo! What a lick of the stamp and a send there from the number 48. As he goes through on nearly everybody, but taking out in the process, I think that was Marino Kloarek possibly. Oh no, there's mayhem everywhere we look. Miguel Toledo was involved in that one. One of our big contenders here. '76 and the camel badged car, the 888 of Kostas Bevudas. Looking pretty snazzy out there. The 999 has Marino Kloarek behind to keep him company. Marino Kloarek looks forward to this battle between the 888 and the 999. James Piper has his evil twin brother to fight with. Philip Ansel and Leo Kovalev side by side coming in towards turn 1. Who's going to come out on top? I feel like Ansel is going to be the one to do so. Bumps out wide. Leo Kovalev at turn 1, he ends up getting in touch with Lewis Butler. Kostas Bevudas, Marino Kloarek in the checkered car, and he bumps and bangs his way over the curbing, coming through the hairpin. Bevudas, Marino Kloarek, side by side. What a late break from the 888. Gives a little touch there to Marino Kloarek, and around goes the 888. Spun back in the right direction, but Marino Kloarek wasn't as lucky. And that's 2 for 2 for him tonight. 264 and the 691. Mert Menderes has a long way to go if he wants to go to the top and rock and roll. Marino Kloarek. Way down the order. Tim Williams licking his lips right now and soaking up the sun. How long as Surov tries to go the long way around the outside at the first corner. Daichi's apex belongs to Williams and turn 2 as well, but for 3, door can be left open. just ajar, and the 83 can take advantage of the situation. .191 of Roman Romo, up 2 positions right now, but that's nothing compared to the likes of Ansel. Keeps on charging up the order. Sees P1 in his sights. Goes late on the brakes, coming down into Dunlop. Will he find the inside line already? He does. It's crisscross applesauce there. 691. Excuse me, the 48 of Philip Ansel. I keep on calling him the 691 of Mert. I apologize, Ansel. The number 48 and Roman Romo and the 191 are going to duke it out. Now, though, Ansel looks forward to Tim Williams. You can see how powerful the draft is going to be. Tim Williams tries to hold the 48 accountable to the apex, but the 191 of Roman Romo takes advantage of his kindness, and that'll be a 2-for-1 special for Williams. But he'll have to pay twice, unfortunately. Look at this train of cars. From P1 all the way to P7 includes Ansel, Romo, Williams, Butler, Surov, Richards, Kovalev. .420 of Richards. Get some good dayline and running. Butler trying to get around Williams. Butler being cautious not to give too much elbow there. And he's through and through on Williams. Only 4 laps completed of the 23 that we expect to run. .40 on the clock, and we're only 7 minutes into this one. Drivers continue to challenge. Here comes Korvik and Marchenko. 76 around the outside, just like 2 trailer park girls. Around the outside of Oscar Corbett. It works there. Will it work all the way down into Coca-Cola? Yes, for the 78, 76. Vladislav Marchenko. It's the move on Oscar Corbett. 4 positions up for Vladislav. Battles everywhere you look. Williams, Kovalev, Surov. Little brief mistakes from the drivers will result in lost positions because of the flowy nature of the final sector. It's not much you can do there to get an opportunity. Oscar Corbett and Miguel Toledo. Now Oscar Corbett's in a little bit of trouble as Miguel Toledo tries to climb back up to a points-paying position tonight. Number 48 and James Piper, the 999. Let's look here. Tim Williams in a little brief touch with him and the 187. No, that's Mark Richards, excuse me. Tim Williams in the 797 up the road by 1 second. Perhaps a little sausage tomfoolery going on as the two teammates sandwich the 187. James Piper going deep at Panasonic, all the way out to the apex on corner exit. That'll get him in front of the 264. Leo Kovalev in that sandwich has Tim Williams right ahead and Mark Richards behind. Not a comfortable place to want to be sitting. .187 Kovalev at Dunlop sends it, but Williams was there. And now up the hill through the S's, he's going to force the issue. Continued through nets. Williams stays ahead. Richards tries to follow suit. Is that going to be the right move coming out of the final corner? Panasonic. 187 gets a big wiggle there, and that might be the end of his run. And momentum out of the final corner. Unless Richards is willing to help along the way, I think it's done and dusted. Mert Menderes gets by Vladislav Marchenko. And Tim Williams. Leo Kovalev still in that sandwich on the touch for the 420, and that is just unfortunate. Mark Richards loses a handful of positions very quickly with the slightest of touches into Kovalev. Kovalev continues to try to duke it out at Dunlop. It will be pitch perfect. Miguel Toledo, Mert Menderes, Tim Williams up the road. Kovalev now inverted all of this around. And he's in front of Toledo. In front of Williams, who's in Toledo, in front of Kovalev, in front of Williams, in front of who? Mert Menderes. Gotta take a look at this. Hold on one second. This is gonna look great. Mert Menderes down the order to P14, climbing his way back up. Williams in the middle of the racetrack. Nowhere for him to go right now. The Sector 1 driver, Mert Menderes. Just a great run from Mert so far. And Menderes has just been significantly quicker lap after lap. Here comes Menderes. Goes way to the inside line on Williams, not giving him any of the side draft. Williams tries to defend, stays to the inside line, but might run into Menderes there. I think an apologetic liftoff. As the 797 now sees Mark Richards and Vladislav Marchenko. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, folks. Get notifications for when we go live next. Richards, Marchenko. Hold on, hold the phone. Williams, Richards, two sausages going wheel to wheel, almost touch at turn one of Daichi. Avoiding the contact, the 420 falls in line behind Tim Williams. Here we go, 797 through the kink at 300R, turn 8. There goes the 420. Wowza, Richards was decisive with that move to the outside. And switches back. I'm speechless as Richards and Tim Williams go wheel to wheel up the hill. Little wiggle there from Mark Richards coming out of nets. Who's going to come out on top? The 420 leads this debacle. In the middle of all the sausages flopping around is Vladislav Marchenko. And Oscar Corbett lurking in the background. Corbett having a little bit of disconnect there to the 998 Looks at the rear bumper of Tim Williams and watches him go wide. Vladislav Marchenko in the number 76. Can he defend at Coca-Cola? The 998 of Corbett just sends it through. Goes a little... No, stays on track. And at the 20-minute mark, makes it into the top 10. No. Oscar Corbett goes too deep at Dunlop as he tries to chase down Marchenko. Mert Menderes and Leo Kovalev makes his pit stop at the halfway point of this race. Vladislav Marchenko as well hits the brake, comes down at the cones, and will take service. Time flies when you're having fun. We're already at the halfway point of this event. Let's see if Marchenko takes tires or not. No, they're not necessary, so he doesn't take them with a quick pit time. Cycles out into 15th place. Clean air all around him. But it might not be the same in a few moments when Edsel, Duber, Butler, and Toledo decide to come in. Mr. Lewis Butler tonight, finding a podium would be awesome for him. Championship points, sitting third currently, and could look forward to a little bit better potentially on the horizon. Tim Williams hits the brakes, sees the cones, and comes down pit road. Williams and Bevudas also in. That leaves nearly half the field that have come in, while the others continue to trot around. 10 taken pit stops, 10 out of the lane. Kovalev, being the first of the pit stoppers now, is in P11. Things are looking promising for the 187. Tim Williams only slightly disconnected from Vladislav Marchenko. 13th place for the 76, half a second back. Ansel, Romo, Butler, Toledo, Menderes come into pits. Marchenko chases down Tim Williams still. There's the other half. All in on lap 14. Roman Romo gets his service. Gets back out onto the racetrack. And so do a few others. This is going to open up the field quite a bit. Williams definitely can hold on to a top 10 tonight. And what about Marino Cloark? Sam Marshall. .48 of Marshall. Right behind Marino Cloark, half a second adrift currently. And Bavudas, no, gets a black flag. And will have to make a second trip down pit road. So the battle with himself and the 999 is ended there. Thomas P. Hines finds the inside line and will go for it on the 264. Excuse me, on the 48. Apologies, the driver information in the bottom left is incorrect. He's actually in the 264, not the 48. Looking at the Thomas DeJong comes down the pits. I didn't see a black flag for him, so I'm curious what happened there. Mark Richards doing acceptable this race. Unfortunately, is down 2 positions right now and outside the podium. Right now, the 420 is in 6th place. Looking back, Williams and Marchenko, though. And Tim doesn't even need to defend. He just drives the optimum line, and Marchenko, well, discretion is the better part of valor, and Marchenko is definitely expressing his intelligence tonight. Not going for those low percentage moves that we talked about earlier on in the race. Waiting for an opportune time to strike. Corbett, however, has found that opportune moment, goes side by side with the 264. Into turn 1 of Daichi. Oscar Corbett, late on the brakes as always, finds an advantage on the 264. Vladislav Marchenko still trying to find the work on Tim Williams. Taking a look at the lap times, Marchenko was 7/10 quicker on that previous lap. As they cross the line, Marchenko loses just a little bit of time, but we expect some slinking to occur as you're in the chase. Check in with the weather real quick. Still 47 degrees. That is absolutely insanely hot. I don't know how the drivers are keeping their tires alive across this 40-minute stint. Marchenko looking good and clean as ever. And what about this man right here? Number 48 of Ansel keeps on putting together great laps, except for that one. 141.8 that last time around. Compared to his opponent of Roman Romo, put down a 140.9. Might have been a slight mistake there for Ansel. Just matching their pace equally. Interestingly enough, Roman Romo locking himself in. What about Miguel Toledo? Driver we haven't mentioned tonight, up 5 positions on his run. Not too shabby there. Ansel only 16 seconds away from running out of traffic. Will that be an issue for him? Tim Williams still trying to keep Marchenko behind him. I think he's doing the work right now that he needs to, lap after lap. They're looking good. Reminder that tonight I'm your host, Boxy, taking you from green to checkered flag on behalf of Sausage Dodgers Racing. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned for the Barum Engines Porsche Cup. Tim Williams, Marchenko, 797 in the 76. Duke it out. Going in the final 5. Who's going to come out on top is always my question to ask in these critical moments where composure, confidence, patience is key to getting to the checkered flag alive. Ansel, another 41. Roman Romo puts down a 47.5. Only 2 laps remaining. Ansel cannot be stopped. Took a dominant win in heat number 1, a dominant win here in heat number 2. Definitely command some respect. Williams defends into Coca-Cola. That inside line belongs to him. Marchenko understands the outside line is a bit dangerous there at Coca-Cola. And now at the hairpin, he's a little too far back to make anything happen. Oscar Corbett out of 14th place. It's Thomas P. Hines in the 15 in front of him. .8, 140.7. Fast lap, last lap for Roman Romo. Marchenko with a little bit of a wiggle. Gets alongside Tim Williams into Panasonic. This is a critical exit area. And it'll be Tim Williams ahead, but I think that's not the place you want to be because you're going to give the draft to the opponent behind. The 76 doesn't follow, doesn't want it, doesn't need it, he says. Trying to get the overtake done without slipstream coming down towards 1 is going to be hard. Leaders about to get on to the last lap of the event. White flag in the air from Barney the Flagman. But the battles still continue further back. 141.3 compared to 141.1. Ansel and Dubert cross the line. This man right here has been on fire all race long. Philip Ansel really has run this race and commanded it. Shows you why he is a 7.4K rated driver as he chopped through the field with ease and grace. In the Dunlop corner for the final time, he'll accept the checkered flag with open arms. Don't go anywhere, folks. We have driver interviews coming up right after this. And stay tuned for more Sausage Dodgers racing, folks. Ansel's going to cross the line, and he's going to take away P1 at the end of the day. Here for the Barum Engines Porsche Cup Championship. Roman Romo crosses the line in P2. Miguel Toledo in P3. Mert Menderes in P4 and Leo Kovalev in P5. Mark Richards and Tim Williams still being chased down by Marchenko. Dragged to the line, Richards, Williams, Marchenko in that order. James Piper rounds it out to a top 10 or not, as Lewis Butler is there to snatch one at the last second. P9 for Butler. Or P10. It's a drag to the line. Close as ever between Butler and Piper. Waiting for the provisional results come in. Want to remind all the drivers to come on in to the interview room. Stop on by. Now let's talk about your race. Here are the unofficial results at Fuji Speedway. Philip Ansel not only was a hard charger, led us for the most laps, the fastest lap. He took the win. What else is there to say? Roman Duber in P2, Miguel Toledo in third, Martin Menderes in fourth, Leo Kovalev, Mark Richards, Tim Williams, Marchenko, James Piper, and Lewis Butler round out the top 10. Marino Klowarek, Sam Marshall, Oscar Corbett, Andreas Timmis, Thomas P. Hines, Thomas DeJong, Kostas Bevudas, Lloyd Butler, Mikhail Surov, and Jacob Jenner round out the top 20 today. See none waiting to get interviews, but we'll see if we can get Philip Ansel and Romo into the broadcast booth. See how their race went. But so far, take a little moment to reflect and think about all the amazing things here at Sausage Dodgers Racing, folks. If you want to support the stream, make sure you scan one of these QR codes. That one right there. Goes straight to the PayPal. Supports the stream and keeps the lights on here. Ooh, we have a couple people joining us in the broadcast booth, folks. Hold on 1 second. Now, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with in the broadcast booth today? I see Lewis, and is that Nut? Miguel, Mr. Toledo. Yeah. Sorry, yes. I have a streamer mode on for Discord, so I can't see the names of who I'm talking to, so I apologize.
No worries.
How are you doing? What a race, Mr. Toledo.
Yeah, first of all, my English is not so good, so I'm trying to do the interview. Just
No
as an
problem.
advice.
My English is
Uh,
also not very good. I apologize.
okay, okay. Uh, it was a tough race, to be honest. I had an incident on the first lap, and I can avoid it. So I've been coming back to the podium like all the race fighting. So it was fun, but I think I have more. But it quite good. So I'm okay.
It was a very hard race. We're actually watching that incident right now where you went to the back of the grid. You know, this is a race where you have a reverse grid layout, but having to cut through the field twice in a row, what was going through your mind when the incident happened? How do you refocus on the race?
Well, I was thinking that we had fast repair, so I was not so angry. It's just racing me. I mean, I can't avoid it. I can't see him, so I did what I can. I did a good rejoin, I think, and just go. I have pace, so just take the podium place. I don't know what happened to the other guy that was third because on my box I got the place, so don't know. Maybe he changed tires. I didn't. Don't know.
Don't know. Yeah, Lewis Butler with a 51-second pit stop must have taken tires at the end of the day. Yeah, that's frustrating for him. We'll find out here in the interview just shortly. But Mr. Toledo, I just want to ask you: is there anybody you would like to shout out, or anybody you'd like to thank on your podium today?
Yeah, yeah, of course. I want to thank my pedal. Okay, this like 1 hour before the race, my pedal was out. I have no pedals, and I called the SRP CEO, and he fixed it. So this race is for him. Thank you so much. And also to Danny Vicente, who is teaching me with the Porsche Cup. So thanks, all of them.
Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate you supporting the Sausage Dodgers community. And thank you very much for being here in the interview booth with me. Really appreciate it. Have a great night. And as always, stay safe out there, Mr. Toledo.
Thanks. See you.
See ya. Next up, we'll talk to Mr. Roman Romo, I believe, who I have next. The 191 who came home in second place for the feature race. Mr. Romo, how are you doing and how do you
Hello.
feel tonight?
I feel good. That's a tough race. I try to save much I can the tires because my plan was not to change tires on all the race. First of all, I'm sorry with Mert Mendes in the heat race because my spotter cleared me out. I mean, I just turned in a little bit and I lose all my positions. I think it's my bad because the spotters say I clear, so I just turn in. He touched me in the back, and I lose all the control of the car. But then I can reach a good pace and get. I don't know in the results. I don't know in the heat. I think I was P4. So I think it's a good result for me.
Yeah.
I just knew at the Porsche Cup because I was always racing with GT3. This is a new world for me. The car
Very
feels
different,
so
yes.
much. Yeah. It's like the car is wobble too much. It's so
Bouncy,
difficult. No,
yes.
yeah. Compared to GT3, so but it's fun. I like the for feedback and the feeling of the car.
Yes. It's a very unique car. It has a very unique characteristic to it.
Yeah.
Which makes it exciting and new and different and challenging all at the same time. I want to say thank you very much for supporting the Sausage Dodgers community and being here. It really goes a long way. Is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank?
Yeah, of course, my team Altaris Motorsport. and a member of it, Daniel Vicente, who makes me and Toledo faster because Vicente is good with the pickup. That's it. Good race, good pace. I'm happy with it.
Good race, good pace. Nothing else to say. Roman Romo, thank you very much for joining me again in the Sausage Dodgers broadcast booth. Have a great night, brother, and stay safe out there.
You too. Good night.
Good night. Now, last but not least, I believe we have Mr. Lewis Butler, who came home in P10 after a drag to the line with James Piper at the end of the day. Now, Mr. Butler, it looks like something went wrong in your pit stop with a 51-second stop. Was it tires?
No, actually. I didn't do any pit entry practice. So I sort of came storming in, and I didn't realize that you couldn't hit the red on the inside. So I had 2 wheels over it, and I didn't realize that triggers a 40-second stop and go penalty.
No.
So yeah, I had to wait in there for 40 seconds, and that was my race ruined, unfortunately. Otherwise, in front of Toledo and Mert, I was going to get a nice championship lead. But yeah, that's sort of just chances of that have gone down. But yeah, regardless, I think I showed pretty good pace today. And obviously, qualifying in P3, have a 10th pole. That was a good start. Heat 1, was it was an interesting race. Obviously, Miguel, obviously, I sort of put him off. He went flying down at turn 1, so got to P2. It was a steady finish after that. And yeah, Heat 2, didn't want to talk about that one, unfortunately.
Completely understood, my friend. Lewis Butler, anybody you want to shout out or anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
All of the viewers watching, support as always. Well, it's, great, I guess. Great to have support every week. I want to thank you for putting on a show each week as well. I want to thank all of the SDRs, admins, etc. They're all doing their bit for us, and the sheer competitiveness of the Porsche Cup Series. So yeah, it's been good fun.
Right on. Thank you very much for joining me in the broadcast booth here at Sausage Dodgers Racing, Lewis. Have a great night, and as always, stay safe.
Andy Saga.
I think that's going to wrap things up for us here at Fuji, folks. Thank you all for joining. Well, we got to give another big shout out to our title sponsor tonight, Barum Engines, Classic and Competition. For all your engine, dyno, and rebuilding services, look no further than reaching out to Barum Engines, folks. If you guys want to get involved, if you guys want to support the stream, scan those QR codes on your screen. It really goes a long way. Get yourself on the meat wall. Get yourself subscribed to the Patreon. Support the cause here, Sausage Dodgers community. All good things have to come to an end. So shall this. Have a great night, everybody. Most importantly, stay safe out there. Goodbye for now.